Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. So in today's video,
Do you see yourself getting married? Of course. Of course. I better see myself getting married soon. Soon. I have a question. Do y'all think it's disrespectful for a man not to marry a woman after being with her for a certain amount of years if they both agree that, marriage is something that they want? I do. And yeah, we're coming up on that time, but so you better get it together.
yeah, I do agree with her. It is disrespectful, especially when both of you have spoken about it and you both have said that you want marriage, okay? Because these are some of the things that, brings a lot of problems in relationships. If you say that you want marriage, when are you going to propose, and so on and so forth. So I get where she's coming from, because you can't say you want a relationship or you want something serious from somebody only for you to have, her have a kid with you, and then you kind of being slow with the whole situation, like, be for real. You understand? So I get where she's coming from. But a lot of people are saying that, babe, you knew this guy. This is how he is. This is how, he treated the other woman. So what made you think that he's going to treat you any better? Because apparently or allegedly, or the guy had another woman, they had kids together, he left that woman for her. Okay, a lot of people did share their opinions about all of this, so I'm going to share some of their opinions and I'm going to come back and talk some more with my own opinion. Okay, so let's get into it, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you.
Of course. I better see myself getting married soon.
That was Miracle Watts, and you're probably wondering who the hell that is, and I'm finna tell you. Miracle Watts is here in the all black, standing next to the man in the all black, and they met on the set of a show that they were filming a couple years ago. Fast forward, they now have a 3 or 4 year old child together. Now, homegirl on the right, her name is April King. That used to be Tyler's agent, that used to be his fiance, and most importantly, that is his baby mother. Tyler and April broke up back in 2021-2022 in June when their child was about 8 months old, and in July he was in a full-blown relationship with Miracle. Now you're probably asking, was there some overlap? Was there some cheatation going on? And the word on the curve is yes. Yes, there absolutely was. So Miracle, you got with this man who had a fiance and an 8-month-old. You then had a baby with him, and now you're demanding to be married by a man who already showed you they're a moral short? Okay.
Pretty privilege is a thing, but it has its expiration date. It has its limitations, okay? I think we've all seen several instances where beautiful women are cheated on, okay? Where beautiful women who have families with the men, so it doesn't matter that they sacrifice their lives to bring these children, here on like into earth or whatever. It doesn't matter. They got cheated on, okay? I hope we can understand, especially as women, that looks are not going to save you in that department. There's a lot of chatter going around about Miracle Watts and about Tyler having a history where he never committed to, the woman that, birthed his first 2 children and whatnot, and how she supposedly expected for things to be different, maybe because she's beautiful. I think a lot of people are definitely putting words in her mouth and insinuating a lot of stuff. But regardless, the fact that Miracle Watts is not yet married truly is nobody's business, right? But again, her looks were never going to get her a ring. If that man is not marriage minded, he is simply put not marrying you. It does not matter how beautiful you are. And we can all agree that Miracle Watts is absolutely gorgeous. She's definitely what people can refer to as like a very coveted black beauty. Has been just long the apple of a lot of men's eye, like when it comes to like black culture, and it doesn't mean anything. Beyonce got cheated on, y'all. Halle Berry got cheated on. It really does not matter who you are. Pretty privilege has its perks. People are nicer to you There are some things that you can expect to come with pretty privilege, but you cannot ever get someone who is not marriage minded to marry you. Like, that pretty doesn't do that. And if they do marry you, it doesn't guarantee you loyalty. It doesn't guarantee you commitment. So let's all learn, one, to mind our business, two, not to be fully like confident in the idea that is pretty privilege. Like, have more going for you. Let's all focus on not being so romance centered anyways, where everything is about a ring and everything is about this and that. Like, let's make sure outside of relationships we have other goals, but let's just be sure that in relationships we're being grounded, that our looks and maybe the wealth that we have, it's not enough to make a person be loyal to who you are as a person, because looks will fade, but a person's heart, loyalty, and their intentions, that's already set from the core. And a lot of people said how you got them is how you lose them. I don't know nothing about how she got them or anything like that. All I'm here to say is pretty privilege has limitations, okay? Pretty privilege does not automatically guarantee you a seat at certain tables. And even if you are sat at certain tables, sometimes you are told to raise the fuck up, okay? So hopefully we all learned something about pretty privilege and its limitations. And also, we don't know what the fuck is going on in other people's lives. So, bye.
It was never gonna be you. It was never gonna be you. This is what happens when women think that they are the exception to an ain't shit man. That man was with that woman for 10 years and left her for you when she had 2 toddlers, little babies, left her for you. So what quality of man do you think you're getting when he would abandon a family he has already started for another woman? And you talk about, it's been 3 years, I better get a ring. At this point, if you do get a ring, he's simply trying to save face so that he does not look like ain't shit. And it is without a doubt a shut up ring. And that's not to say that he doesn't like you or love you. But if he has gotten you pregnant already, and it's been years, and he has made no attempt to marry you, he has not proposed, but yet y'all are having conversations about marriage, that man is breadcrumbing you, and you cannot see it. It's like you think he made you feel as though you were better than his ex, that it was something that she lacked, why he didn't marry her, or why he didn't this, or why he left her. But in reality, he's lacking. So you need to wake up before that 3 years turns into 10 and you still looking for a ring. And it's never coming. And if it does come, you should be wary, because why is it only gonna come after you're begging? Like, at this point you're begging. If you're sitting here like, why hasn't he proposed? Like, why aren't we getting married? Why, like, he better propose to me at this point. I think it's disrespectful. So you know. So rather than let him, and don't let him knock you up again. Don't pop out another baby for him. Rather than sit around and wait for 10 more years to pass, or wait for him to knock you up two, maybe 3 more times, just go ahead and get on up out of there. Go ahead and get on up out of there if marriage is what you're looking for.
I keep seeing conversations about what Miracle Watts said about Tyler Lepley not marrying her. And I've seen different people's responses to it. And this is what I'm going to say as a woman whose husband left her for somebody else. A house built on another woman's tears will not stand. So baby, while you do have a baby with him, Mrs. Watts, or Miss Watts, not Mrs. Anyway, it's probably in your best interest to just let bygones be bygones, because that man's not gonna marry you. And even if he does, it's not gonna last. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, just be careful about the energy that you put out into the world, because what you put out into the world is absolutely going to come back to you tenfold. So do with that with what you will.
So the whole Miracle Watts and Tyler situation, I'm not even going to try to say his last name because I don't know how to say it. But it got me thinking. Like, I agree with the whole you lose them how you got them. You can't build a foundation. You can't build a happy home on a shaky foundation, whatever. But the thing that I want to talk about is so many women are so quick to like love these men and like these men and only care when these men are quote unquote nice to them. But you really learn the true character of a man when you see how he treats the other women around him. If he was able to leave his baby mama, fiance, girlfriend, whatever the hell she was, if he was able to just up and leave her and their family and run to play house with you at the drop of a dime, what makes you think that that man has morals? Quickly, like I growing up, like I used to think that like, oh, it's okay, like if he's not nice to other women, like as long as he's nice to me. No, boo boo. I want a man who's nice to every woman that he comes across in his lifetime, especially the women that he laid down with to make a baby, if I also laid down with him to make a baby. But you know, who am I, right?
As the saying goes, once a cheat, always a cheat. Once a user, always a user. Once a liar, always a liar. Okay. Now there's another video. I don't know. Probably I'll share it, maybe during the week or later this evening. So be on the lookout for it. But this brought that video to my mind, and that's why I'm going to share it. This lady was talking about how her sister got married to a man who was with another woman for so many years, and they had kids and so on and so forth. He left her and he married her sister because now her sister is a doctor or something like that. I'm going to go over it. And, you know, the whole thing felt like, she was trying to give advice and tell women to, you know, get their education, get a degree, because if the other woman had gotten a degree or an education or, you know, had a better job and she was that girl, the man wouldn't have left her basically for her sister. But because that woman was not the ideal woman for him, that's why he left her for her sister. And somebody responded, the person is like, the question you should be asking is, why are you comfortable with a man who wasted another woman's life, had children with her with the intention of not marrying her because he knew she wasn't his type, but he kept the relationship with that woman? And that makes sense. This whole situation brought that video to my mind, and it puts everything in perspective for me. Because the truth of the matter is, if you sit there, if you're one of those women who probably is the bestie of the guys, is the sister of the guys, is the woman that they say that you are the ideal woman or they are it girl or so on and so forth, and you overlook the mistreatment of other women who come into their lives, don't ever believe that you are the exception to the rule. You know, it will take time, it will take months, it will take years, but they are going to treat you the same way, maybe even worse than the other woman. Okay, so sometimes these are some of the things that we are supposed to be looking out for as red flags. The way he treated the other woman before you, or the women in his life. And sometimes some of them, they treat the women in their lives better, way better than the women that come into their lives. So when I say the women in there, I mean their moms, their sisters, their siblings, their cousins, any woman that is like in closer proximity to them, they treat them like the prize. But they'll treat you like shit because they don't believe that you are part of them. Do you understand me? Yeah, there's a saying in my country, and it literally translates to, the cane that they used to beat Tichi will be the same cane they will use to beat Ba. Now the cane remains the cane, regardless. If Ba believes that, oh, he's better than Tichi, so that cane is not going to touch him, Ba is the Lulu. Okay, and if Tichi believes that because he's special, they use the special cane to whoop him, so they are not going to use that cane to whoop Ba, Tichi is also deluded. Okay, so in this scenario, the cane is the problem because the cane cannot differentiate between Tichi or Ba. Techi might feel like, oh, I am that girl, you know, I am this, you know, big time entrepreneur. I have my business. I have this, I have that. So he can't do that to me. right? But the way he treated Ba, he's going to treat Techi the same way. Because at the end of the day, it is a Cain. The Cain is the Cain. End of. And what the Cain does is whoop people. Alright, so if you know that this person is a bad person, he's a bad person. He's not going to be a good person for you. And you can't change him. Yeah, it don't matter how beautiful you are, how successful you are, how many PhDs you have, what kind of job you have, what car you drive, how beautiful you look, how you can put yourself together, how good you are in bed, how much of a better cook you are, how you come from a better background, and so on and so forth. The king will remain the king. Okay, a man who cannot differentiate, a man who puts every woman under the same umbrella. You want to deal with that one and compete for him. Good luck. But let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.